If you've ever wondered what it feels like to beg a vending machine for employment, you're not alone.
Welcome to Career Corps. Please choose your flavor of economic despair.
Okay, what do we have? McJob? Burnout blend? Entry-level trauma? Internship unpaid forever? Whatever. Okay, burnout blend.
Item jammed. Please upload resume.
My
3
God,
recommendations.
fuck. You know, there are certain grim realities in life that are universally acknowledged. 1. Printer ink is a scam. 2. No one's ever actually met anyone who enjoys networking. And 3. Job hunting in 2025 is less of a process and more of a ritualistic humiliation ceremony, conducted in front of a cold, unblinking algorithm that wouldn't recognize your name if it were tattooed to your forehead in Comic Sans. Hi, I'm here to turn in my application. Where? Like, here? No, not here. Try the portal. Aw, man, what? Please upload your resume in docx format. Include 3 letters of recommendation, a 90-second video essay, your MBTI type, and in order to proceed, click all the squares with tulips. God damn it, the portal's broke! You don't even get the chance to embarrass yourself in a Zoom room anymore. No, now you're rejected before a single human eye ever sees your desperate little PDF. Why? Because over 75% of resumes are immediately deleted by something called an Applicant Tracking System, a software whose entire personality is soulless bureaucrat with trust issues. And I thought Karens were enough. Didn't use the term results-oriented, didn't proclaim yourself a self-starter, didn't mention collaboration enough times to qualify as a cult member? Well then, congratulations, Mr. Viewer. You've been thrown into the digital bin for not seducing a keyboard scanner. And if you do make it through the initial robot culling, you'll be thrilled to discover that the entry-level position you're applying for requires 3 years of experience, a master's degree, and possibly divine intervention. Because nothing says junior role like having run a mid-sized company, managed 6 teams, and spiritually dissociated while, until recently, smiling through a mandatory DEI seminar.
Oh my God, Tantris! Can't believe you would talk about DEI!
But suppose by some miracle you stumble upon a job listing that doesn't sound like a trap. Well, guess what? It probably is. Welcome to the world of ghost jobs. Positions that don't exist, were never going to be filled, and are only online because HR needed something to point to during a Q2 meeting to justify their salary. You might spend hours crafting the perfect cover letter, agonizing over every line, injecting just the right amount of fake enthusiasm even with the help of AI, only for it to be read by yet another AI. That's right. ChatGPT writes your cover letter, and ResumeBot reads it. The machines are officially talking to each other, guys. And as for you, you're just a soggy meat conduit caught in the middle while 2 code-based entities roleplay late-stage capitalism. I can't wait to not experience the future, guys. How about you? Oh, and should you somehow defy logic, probability, and several natural laws to get an interview? Well, you see, you won't get 1 interview, you'll get 5. 1 with the recruiter who's clearly reading your resume for the first time, 1 with a manager who asks what animal you'd be during the apocalypse, 1 with a panel of emotionally vacant employees who dead-eye stare while you dance for approval, 1 that's an unpaid assignment thinly disguised as free labor, and 1 where you sit in front of your webcam while an AI analyzes your eye movements and vocal tone to determine if you're sufficiently enthusiastic to be exploited for $46,000 a year and participate in vibrant workplace culture. You know, it's like that time I failed an AI interview by blinking too sarcastically.
Blink frequency detected 3 times higher than baseline. Sarcasm level 98%. Conclusion, hostile to synergy.
What?
Subject now appears emotionally unstable. Application status, rejected.
Fuck! Yes, that's real. It's called HireVue, or Pi-metrics, or some other corporate nonsense that sounds like a failed Silicon Valley dating app. I don't fucking know. They record you answering pre-recorded questions. Then the software breaks you down into data points. How wide you smiled, how fast you blinked, how genuine your voice was when you said, "Ooh, I love collaboration." So what about the result though? A score! Not from a person. From an algorithm! Grading your essence like it's a BuzzFeed quiz called "Which emotionally drained corporate drone are you?" Well, I'll tell you what, all of them. And if by fucking some godforsaken fluke you still get the job, well, strap in. The salary range they posted was $40,000 to $120,000. depending on your, quote, experience, end quote, which is corporate speak for, we'll offer you $41,000 and see if you're too desperate to say no. Of course, this could have all been avoided, though, if only you'd updated your LinkedIn headline to say something like, empathic thought leader leveraging synergistic disruption. What does that mean? I don't know, but definitely not writer, not editor. That's far too honest and sensical. Get with the program. Oh wait, you can't. Of course, even if you manage to navigate the algorithmic minefield, charm your way past the personality tests, and survive the 47-round interview obstacle course, there's still no guarantee you'll hear anything at all, because silence is now the default rejection. No polite thanks, but no thanks. No, we'll keep your resume on file. Not even a badly formatted Gmail autoresponder. 86% of applications are ignored more than the terms and conditions during an iOS update. And that's not ghosting. That's corporate necromancy. You didn't get rejected. You were never even acknowledged. But here's the real kicker. Let's say you do use an AI tool to help you write resumes or cover letters. Because let's be honest, the entire application process is already being judged by robots anyway, as I mentioned before. Well, turns out that's a cardinal sin, because 54% of hiring managers say they reject you outright if they suspected you use AI to help write your application. The entire hiring system is run by AI, but if you use it, you're cheating. That's not a double standard, that's corporate gaslighting wrapped in a middle finger served on a salad of broken dreams.
So, just to confirm, you didn't use AI to write any of this, right?
Didn't you use AI to read my resume?
No.
And just in case you were hoping for a quick answer to all of this nonsense, don't hold your breath. The average hiring process now takes 44 days. That's right. A month and a half of unpaid homework, ghost emails, and personality autopsies just to find out the role's already been filled by the CEO's nephew. Maybe you still believe there's some kind of nobility in the process, though. That if you just show your passion, someone will recognize your burning desire to spend 8 hours a day color-coding spreadsheets for $19 fucking an hour. Well, let me stop you right there, because passion, ooh, that's a requirement now. You can't just want the job. You need to be in love with it like a fetish. You need to ache for the chance to coordinate cross-functional deliverables and strategize agile pivots.
Well, I don't know. Why don't you just tell us why you're passionate about our brand? What do you like about our brand, man?
Hey, well, just think about it. Just think. Maybe because I need money. But no, you can't say that. That would be honest. And in 2025, honesty is a red flag. Once you've proven that you're passionate enough to die for the product roadmap, now comes the part where you prove you're the right culture fit. That's corporate code for, are you willing to speak in vague, cheerful platitudes while suppressing all evidence of your soul? You'll hear phrases like, we are a high-energy team. We believe in radical transparency. We're like a family here. And yes, that last one is the most terrifying of all. We're like a family. Sure, a dysfunctional, gaslighting, passive-aggressive family that fires you for tweeting something mildly off-brand in 2014. And you know what else was a tight-knit family, guys? Jonestown. But let's say you make it all the way to the offer stage. Congratulations, you survived. They're ready to welcome you to the team with the 24-slide onboarding deck, a passive-aggressive Slack channel. Oh, and before your paycheck clears, you're attending your first mandatory wellness webinar called Dealing with Burnout by Smiling More. This makes me want to smile as much as a Victorian child in a coal mine. And if all that sounds like too much to handle, don't worry. Gen Z's got a workout for that, guys. It's called career catfishing. Roughly 1 in 3 Gen Z workers now accept job offers they never even planned to show up for. It's like a girl ghosting a Tinder date, but with HR paperwork. Yeah! A final no thanks to a system that demands your time, your energy, and your dignity in exchange for a company mug and a job title that reads like a Mad Libs accident. Junior Integrated Growth Champion. Remote 3 days on site. And you know what? I don't even blame them. It's probably the most emotionally healthy response to the modern job market I've seen in years. Because after months of rejection, ghosting, fake listings, and algorithmic judgment, what you're left with isn't a job. It's a trauma bond with Indeed.com. But don't worry, just remember to smile during your asynchronous interview. The AI loves it when you smile.
But as always, Scrutly Mutley.